Oh my God, horrible. I failed. I'm glad that I'm no longer a cop because I'm pretty sure, well, I already know I'm going to get so much flack.
What's been the most surprising thing you've learned, if anything, over the last 12 hours?
The leftovers. I'm cheering for them through and through, and I hope that they are able to accomplish what they're setting out to do.
Okay, so tell me, why are you rooting for them?
Well, one, mainly rooting for them because what their message is. From what Julie told me, I gather that, their message is greater than a lot of other people's in the house. And, bullying is a huge thing. And, isolation and making people feel as though they're not accepted in a group setting like Big Brother is pretty huge. And for me, if there's anything that I've learned in this last week, it's been very humbling. And with my situation with Taylor, I obviously want to be able to talk about it and be open about that situation and hope that going forward that I can grow from that.
Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit. I think you're going to be asked that a lot today. So being open to it is important. I think there were some clips of you saying some not so nice things about Taylor. What about her were you guys fixated on? Like, was there something you didn't like about her? Like, what was it that you can tell me?
So in week one, I was very for Taylor. I was Team Taylor. I felt like her and I had a connection from the moment I walked out into the Big Brother backyard for the first HOH competition. And as the week went on, I felt that we were both being sort of isolated, that we weren't being included in a lot of conversations. And so her and I in the mornings, we, would have our morning hellos and mini chats here and there. And as the weeks went on, and after the first week, there was a lot of talk about her and her behavior towards other house guests, which I never witnessed, and she never treated me in that way. And so I didn't see it. I didn't witness any of it at first. And then, as time went on, people would vent to me. People would tell me things that have been going on. Daniel obviously had a lot to say about Taylor, and him and I being in an alliance together. I was taking that all in and allowing those messages to just be in my head running through.
So, some of the stuff that you said, let's talk about, for example, the whole Daniel yelling at her in the bathroom situation. Because she had said to you, I think she was like, okay, Nicole's upset about her mother. Like, if you don't want to compete, I totally get that. And I think you took it a different way, went to Daniel, then he kind of went off on her. Did you have any remorse in that moment? Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I took it the wrong way. Why did no one kind of step in and be like, hey, this is getting out of control here,
Well, when everything happened and we were in the bathroom, he immediately wanted to say something to her. And I said to him, I'm like, no, absolutely not. Leave it alone. I'm like, it's fine. I was trying to, now in a moment where I'm the one going through my own thing, I'm trying to calm somebody else down, and I'm trying to tell him, leave it alone. And, with everything that happened, in terms of Paloma and how he felt that she was mistreated, and then he felt that he needed to protect me, I never asked him to fight that battle for me. And so when he started speaking and when he started talking at her, the conversation ended up moving to the living room, and I did walk out there at one point and saw that he was sitting down, she was standing up, and there were people around them. I walked away because for me, I said, I just didn't know what to do in that moment. And I felt like with the people that they were surrounded by at that time, I felt like they were just going to have an argument. I didn't think that it was going to escalate to anything further than that. If I felt like somebody's safety was in harm's way, I wouldn't have walked away from that moment.
I think, we can get into every little thing that was said. I think we'll be here all day, but I do want to talk about, there were some things that you said, and And I just kind of want to hear from you. Is that something that you want to reflect on? Are you going to talk to Taylor? You know, you called her a bully. You said she was a bad person. You said she was flaunting around. Things like that, I think you're going to see on the outside are not perceived well, obviously. So yeah, I guess I just want to hear from you about what you think about that and what you plan on, I guess, doing, if anything.
I know that I have addressed some of the things that I recall saying to her, and I have told her, and I've apologized to her about the things that I've said under my breath. As far as detail of what I've said, I need to go back and I want to rewatch all of these things because I want to see and I want to hear and really be able to reflect on the things that I've said. But I want to be able to see it first before I can even respond to something like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be eye-opening because Big Brother as can really show you like, oh, wow, I messed up there, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I know I messed up. I mean, I know that I've said things that are inappropriate. And I also know that I have brought it to her attention. I mean, I've brought some of my behavior to her attention that she wasn't even aware of. And I've been doing that since probably the day or two after the incident happened.
Yeah, I mean, she was actually asking Monty to like pray for your mom at one point. It was pretty jarring to see, you know, you guys talk about her and then she was like saying positive things, and it was like, where's the disconnect here? But like I said, we can talk all day about those things. But if you could, you know, let's say fresh start, new season, or the same season, same people, anything differently you would do or approach the game or anything?
I would have forced Michael to talk to me more, and I would have made sure that him and I were strong allies.
Do you think he's the mastermind?
Absolutely. I think Michael is, we had our last conversation in the storage room before I left, and I think he's one of the most amazing human beings, and I really do hope that he wins this game. I know that I, you know, was super excited to work with women and really put girl power in this house, but, you know, there were times that I felt a little bit, just a little isolated where I was included, but not fully included in the conversations. And so it's, you know, I kind of felt like I felt like after Ameerah went home, that made me sad that she left. But then all the things that people were saying about her and basically saying that she was spreading herself thin throughout the house.
Yeah.
And so when she left, I was like, okay, now all I have is Terrence and Daniel.
So really quick, when she left, why did you guys feel so confident that you had the votes when you had just been blindsided? You know, like Daniel put you on the block. You were not on the block. He essentially was the reason you were sitting there. Why did you guys feel so confident when you were blindsided by that Ameerah vote?
I felt confident because the other house guest I was blindsided with. So Jasmine, Indy, and Alyssa. And then with Daniel and Terrence, I felt like all we needed was one more person to be on board for us to have the votes for her.
Yeah, Kyle was not on your side.
That kid, all I can say is I told him before I left yesterday, I looked at him and I said, you keep doing what you're doing. I said, play dumb, play innocent, like you have no idea what's going on, and it's believable. And, you know, he's doing a great job. I just, you know, I think the world of Kyle, though. He's a great kid.
I know we have to wrap up real quick because I know you told us you're a detective, a former detective. You know about liars.
Oh my God, horrible. I failed. I'm glad that I'm no longer a cop because I'm pretty sure, well, I already know I'm going to get so much flack from all of my ex-partners. You know, I was a cop and for 10 years, and the last 2 years I was a detective, and I'm glad that after being in the Big Brother house, I'm so glad that my career is a private chef and that I'm really good at cooking because
Nicole, many people lied about their jobs, but there are 2 lawyers in the house. People lying. Who are they?
I have to go and say that if you're saying there's two lawyers in the house, I definitely think one of them is Joseph. And I mainly say that because we were getting on this whole kick. I was trying to figure out like who was military, who was lying about their career. And Joseph had confided in Daniel that like Nicole doesn't realize like I need to talk to her in October because I slipped in one of our lockdowns talking about my personal life and about how I switched from law enforcement to cooking. And he pretty much told me that, you know, I will keep your secret close to me and I'll be able to explain that why in October. So I appreciate his, you know, he's just an amazing human. And then the second person, I am going to say it's either Monty or Michael.
Michael.
Yay. That makes me so happy.
They did good. It's funny. They don't know each other as a lawyer, so it's kind of funny.
No, I love it.
But
and now they're in an alliance together, so I'm very happy for both of them.